Hey, François, thanks for jumping on this call. Can you just
Hi.
quickly introduce yourself and just tell us about the fundraising bootcamp?
Yeah, sure. So I'm the CEO and the founder of the Fundraising Bootcamp. Guess what it does? We're about 3.5 years old. We're Europe's best performing funding system for founders, pre-seed to Series B. We've got over 300 companies, and they've raised already over 700 million. We're on track to have £1 billion raised by our method.
Well, yeah, some great numbers you got there. So, what would you say makes your approach to fundraising education unique?
There's three things that make us unique compared to the sea of specialists, gurus, fundraising experts, and all the crap that you see on the internet. Number one is that we do not follow anything that you see on the web. Why? Because 90% of founders use it and fail their rounds. So follow what works instead of follow the theories that you find on the internet. Number two, we're super practical. We don't teach you, we build it. So you have knowledge sessions in the morning, and then we use that knowledge, which you cannot find on the internet, into building your own funding round. We have everything in there, all the way to documents, calendar, timelines, term sheets, even 11,000 investors all rolled into an action program. So action, not words. And then number three, what makes it different is that we actually adapt it to every industry, stage, and sector instead of having these theories that should work across stage and sectors. We actually adapt things and we do it in person. We don't sell video classes. It's roll up your sleeve and build it time. That's what makes us different, I think.
Okay. And then, so before working with authors, what would you say your biggest frustration was, just from a lead gen standpoint?
Oh, how long do you have? Frustrations with lead gen agencies, people, and promises? I've got plenty. I could fill up the whole video with that. I think we've tried literally everything. We've had people who promised us, booked visits, and then didn't tell us that there was no quality filter. So we got loads of meetings, which we paid for, with literally no one who was interested to go and fundraise with us. We got loads of agencies who really focused hard on strategizing and then giving us plan and what to do. A bit like consulting firms, they tell you what to do, what the problem is, which is what you said, but then none of them executed. So the results were zero after 3 months of paying them handsomely. And then you have the individuals, the gurus, the experts, the one-man band who actually don't have the process or the experience or the track record. So they're just trying to sell you something. They know it's not going to work, and they move on to the next customer in their role, which is really what gives this industry such a bad name, because finding the the true needle and haystack story there, finding the good ones is very difficult because there's lack of standardization and industry measurement.
So obviously, when I started, you guys made the smart pivot from targeting individual startups to focus on multipliers, so accelerators, government programs, VC firms, and angel investors. How would you say Ortus helped you identify and execute that strategy shift?
Yeah, so we switched because we obviously, with a track record, we became interesting for all accelerators, investors, angel clubs, anybody with a portfolio of companies they want to help move up to the next stage and the next round of funding is very difficult to do. And they might have trained them on everything else, but if their fundraising process doesn't work, they lose their companies, they go and die. Not good for anyone. So we very quickly switched on our focus towards multipliers, portfolio owners who can give us 10, 12, 15 companies instead of selling to individual companies. How Autos managed to do this is by switching using some data search tools and by having the smarts to figure out what makes a good multiplier. It's very easy to address any angel. They all have 20, 25 investments. But then most likely 12 of those will never see the light of day. They're going to die and are not worth supporting, or they've decided to no longer invest. So there's a lot of qualification of what makes a good multiplier, what makes a good portfolio owner for us to go and chase and present the results that we have. And this is where we have, through simple communications, we managed to have way finer targeting, which is why we had much better results.
Okay, yeah, thank you for that. And then, so let's talk numbers. So 36 meetings, qualified meetings since April. Can you just break down what that's meant for fundraising bootcamp?
Yeah, so we used to manage hundreds and hundreds and had a 99% failure rate, not coming to down the funnel to success. So a huge amount of effort, time, cost, and zero success. And now we switched back to an intelligent 36 meetings, which led to 10 pre-signed, and possibly about 100 companies being signed up to us at an average cost of 10K per company times 100. You can do the maths. It becomes extremely cost effective to do it, the smart way.
Yeah, exactly what I like to hear. And then just in terms of like our working relationship, how would you describe working with Ortus? What's the communication and support been like?
Sure. So obviously, loads of agencies act like agencies, so you never really know if you're being baited and switched, which happens a lot. So you talk to someone who gets it, and then you end up with a complete junior to do the actual operations, and that does not work. They don't even brief them properly. So they ask you questions that you've answered 3 times. So I think the best thing that we have is this relationship, which I would strongly endorse, which is, someone with a brain. I know it sounds crazy, but, someone who thinks and someone who actually makes sure that you're kept informed all along so that you can tweak as you go instead of saying, well, you said we should do this, so we're doing this, and then it doesn't work, but we keep doing it, keep hitting your head against a brick wall. Bit of a stupid strategy. Plenty of them do it because they're paid by the email, paid by the month. Results don't really matter. And so I think the biggest difference you're going to find with Ortus is this, have someone with a brain you can discuss, arrange, and adapt as you go so that you can optimize results.
So, well, thank you very much for the kind words, François. And just finally, just final recommendations. Would you recommend Ortus to other established service providers? What would you tell someone who's maybe just on the fence about working with us?
So if you're on the fence, I completely understand you because, oh my God, I've been there for months and months and months. I even tried to hire internally, it was a disaster. I tried to hire these gurus, fundraising experts. All I got was a bunch of theories and books and podcasts and video lessons, and nobody wants to actually do the work and get their hands dirty. So I think what really got me off the fence and to decide is A, the quality of the conversation, to the fact that you can adjust and be smart about what you do instead of just setting it in stone. Nobody knows how it's going to respond. There's a lean methodology for a good reason. And so adaptation is critical. And then 3, have someone who actually cares about the product. So the first job you should do is make sure that Ortus is behind the product, understands it, likes it, so that it feels part of your team. Once it's part of your team, then it's much easier to tweak and optimize, which is where you get the results.
Amazing. Well, look, François, thank you so much for the kind words, and yeah, hopefully we continue getting you great results. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And